things don't go smoothly when you're around people like this. They shake things up. So you need to ask yourself, what is it that you want from your society? Are you happy being, are things good enough? Is the status quo satisfactory enough that you can all sit back and privilege agreeableness and say, let's just all abide by the rules of civility and everything will be fine? Or do you think, actually, there's much to be gained as a society if we do change up the status quo and introduce an element of friction into the way we all behave? What can we do as a society that allows people to express their disagreeableness? Are there ways in which we can make dissent, deviation, disagreement just more palatable, more easier to do? In the workplace, what do we think of as the role of a manager? Is the role of a manager to tolerate dissent or find a safe place for dissent, or to obliterate dissent? A lot of managers actually try very, very hard to obliterate dissent and think that that's how they ought to be measured, their success ought to be measured. Whereas this would suggest, actually, no, maybe what we want from managers is the people who ought to be managers ought to be the people who have the thickest skins. The ones who are just who are the most comfortable with some degree of friction in those who are under their control. And I think that's about how do you structure education so that children are taught that it's okay sometimes to be rebellious or questioning or skeptical, or that our willingness to tolerate disruptive behavior in people of our own kind is far greater than our willingness to tolerate in minorities, in those who are powerless. And so what that leads to is not just higher levels of punitive action towards people in disadvantaged groups, but also disadvantaged groups themselves changing their behavior to meet those different norms. So you see among, for example, in this country, African-American parents who privilege good behavior in their own children as the most, as the kind of primary endpoint of childhood. Whereas you see parents who are in the majority who will privilege achievement, good performance as the primary endpoint. You can only privilege performance over behavior if you're in the group that is allowed to behave in unusual, disruptive, disagreeable ways. And I think that is an unacknowledged source of a great deal of inequity in modern life, that we just have these different standards for people on the inside and people on the outside.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, be sure to check out these videos next. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to get a notification each time we upload a new video.